This is from a page of Joseph White Eagle. Love is every breath you take and every good memory within your heart. For these moments we live on Mother Earth should only be our walk in beauty, should only be our sacred path to what awaits us at the end. Through our health and sickness, through our happiness and sadness, we have this endless love within us all that will lift us through these moments. When our spirit made this great journey to Mother Earth, we were chosen to experience positive and negative energies to grow. What always remains constant is the unconditional love within us and all around us that gives us the strength and hope to keep on keeping on. For truly there is only one energy that made the journey with us to Mother Earth, and that is love, so we could withstand all the tribulations that we will face in this physical reality. So embrace love with all your heart given and received, and that is the only medicine you will need to have the strength to rise above your tribulations and to have a successful ending to our life here on Mother Earth. Ecosystem. The second reading I have is from Talia Hunter. Talia Hunter, I'm not sure how you say that. Legend has it that each person has a song within them that is their destiny to sing. You must focus on singing your song, not on the reaction of others or whether or not they enjoy it, for each of them, too, is singing their own song. And there is no single other human on the planet who has a voice that is identical to yours and can sing the song that only you may sing. And though not everyone will appreciate your song, your melody will reach the people who are destined to hear it and love it, and will touch their souls and inspire them to sing their own song. And so may you bravely sing it and heed the wisdom. Do not die with the music left inside of you, trusting that if you were meant to be anyone other than who you are, you would be. And so your voice is perfectly yours. And what ties it together is words from Paul McCartney, sung by the Beatles, and in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make. My thoughts for today.
We speak of love, we experience love, and we live in the world with the desire to give and receive love. There are moments in life where our experience of life eclipses the ability to stay in a space of love, and yet, being born into this world, we were born of love. When I speak to being born of love, it does not mean that your parents were perfect. But the source that created all humanity created the ability for humanity to come forth from love. In our daily, day-to-day experience, each moment that is presented to us gives us an opportunity to stay in the space that we were born to be, an expression of love, or not. There are times where our emotion can move us out of a place of love and can make it easier for us to respond from a place of hurt or anger. It can make it easier for us to respond from a place of pain or discomfort or even gallows humor. But at the core of who we are, if we truly understand and believe that we were born of love, that the source that created us in love, that even in the moments that we struggle with being, in our humanity, being human, being angry, being upset, it doesn't mean that we're not a loving being. It means that in the moment we are operating from a place of our emotion, of our humanity, of our pain or discomfort, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we're bad. It doesn't necessarily mean that we're not loving. It does not mean that that is the sum total of who we are in that moment. It means that it's an aspect of who we are in that. I don't think any human being can state that they can stand in a place of love 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, because in our human experience, we have to navigate what it means to be human. And in navigating what it means to be human, we have experience upon experience upon experience that different aspects of our being have to assimilate. But at the end of the day, at the end of the night, before we go to sleep, perhaps, that's the time to take stock, to check in, to see, are we operating still from a place of love? I don't think any human being can be in a place of love 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. But if we go back to the truth that we know, and if we understand that we are meant to be an expression of divinity, then even if we have to do it in construct of our own mind to bring ourselves back to that place, then let's use that construct of our mind to do exactly that, because the next day or the next hour or the next moment, your awareness will shift and aspects of the goodness, the kindness, the loving human being you are will come back to the forefront of who you are. Human beings are a multifaceted expression of divinity. If we are in fact multifaceted expressions of divinity, we cannot discount the aspects that may be perceived by others as not good. That's a judgment. Our action in relationship to our emotion, therein we can state, may not be good. But if we can stay connected to source, connected to spirit, and walk in the world, knowing that genuinely within our heart our intention is to be loving and good and kind, then in the moments where we act without or from a place of less than or from a place of emotional response due to pain or hurt, perhaps that same loving aspect can love ourselves, can offer comfort to our own heart, can give yourself the same loving parenting that you would give to any other. It all sounds easy. This being human experience. But if we can bridge the gulf between our human experience and our spiritual expression and realize that there is no gulf, that it's all divine, wow. I had an experience one day in a very difficult moment where I was en route to the Long Island Railroad train station in Huntington. I had had a very strong disagreement at home, And a spiritual teacher came into my car and sat next to me. They didn't open the door, they popped in just for fun. And that spiritual teacher announced, you know, it's all an illusion. And my immediate reaction, I don't want to do in front of you as we're in a sacred space, but imagine your immediate reaction to the antithesis. I'll do this. You understand what that was, right? And I said, yeah, but you're not the one living it. And that spiritual teacher smiled and laughed and said, exactly, and left. Same reaction I had when my grandparents showed up 33 years ago to tell me I had this ability, and they left. I said, what do I do with this? And they left. Okay? A teaching moment. Yes, there is illusion to our experience, but how we choose to live it, therein is the sacred walk. I don't think any human being intends to walk in the world as a deified saint. But I do believe at the core or at the heart of every being does walk with the awareness of their own heart and with the awareness that they have choice in how to live in. Sometimes that awareness is blazing. I get it. Zippity doo dah, I'm smiling. And other moments, that choice is not so blazing, is eclipsed and covered up. But with the grace of the infinite, you might have someone in your life who can remind you who you are, who can reflect back to you that divinity, who can help be the mirror so that in the moments you're having the struggle of the day, in the moments where the language that you're using is less than positive in reflecting back divinity, if you can't find it within yourself, turn to those who can see it for you and invite them back into your heart to open up that expression of you once more, so that when a spiritual teacher says to you, it's all an illusion, you know, you can smile and laugh out and say, yeah, it's an illusion, and one that I'm living with grace.